tall. And by now I just tell everyone it's because I'm Dutch, which a lot of people wonder, why are there so many tall Dutch people? I like to think that because Holland is below sea level, that over the years all the short little Dutch people got washed away to Belgium.
Hey.
Anyway, my family is from Holland. My grandfather was born there. And I look just like my father. He looks just like my grandfather. We're all Dutch. And that's not the only thing we have in common. It seems to be that myself, my father, and my grandfather all are very similar, except with varying degrees of crazy. See, when I have something that breaks, I take it to a professional and I watch him fix it. When my father has something that breaks, he calls over his brother. The two of them start banging with hammers to see if it starts to work. When my grandfather finds that something breaks, well, a few weeks ago, my grandmother came home from the grocery store, and she walks in the living room and sees my grandfather crouching on the floor with about 100 gears and the living room clock on its side. And she looks at him and says, "Sweetheart, why did you take the clock apart?" And my grandfather gets up and says, "Well, I was watching Bonanza, and I noticed that the clock did not shine, so I'm trying to fix it." My grandmother says, "Dear, I turned the clock off." "Well, why the hell would you do that?" "You were complaining that it was too loud." That's not the only way that we vary in degrees of crazy, though. See, I can be a little messy at times. When I clean off my desk, everything just goes into the bottom drawer. When my father goes to clean the garage because my mother needs to park the cars in there, he moves everything to the shed. This is in the wintertime, so he leads my mom out to the garage and says, "Look, we can park the cars in here." Then in the springtime, he cleans out the shed and brings my mother out and says, "Look, I cleaned the shed." She goes, "Yeah, but now we have a bunch of shit in the garage." My grandfather, though, can't get rid of anything. The house is full of stuff, so much so that he actually built a barn so he could put even more stuff in there. Stuff that nobody ever needs, like 5 different toilets and a professional pharmaceutical cabinet. I once found 2 lightsabers in there. I don't know why they were there. They were movie-grade lightsabers. They were actually part of the set from The Phantom Menace. I have no idea how he got them, and he probably doesn't either. But, see, he loves his stuff, and sometimes he just appears there. My grandmother was talking to my father and says, "Oh, I think the papa, he's spending too much time in the barn." My father says, "Yeah, no crap, he installed cable." So anyway, he likes to keep his stuff. My grandmother, though, is starting to give away the stuff to the other members of the family because she can't deal with all of it. Sometimes my grandfather will be out in the barn and he'll be walking around saying, "Hey, where's my red lawnmower? I only have the green one, the blue one, and the yellow one." My grandmother will be in the kitchen washing dishes saying, "Honey, you never had a red one." He'll be like, "I know that." "Well, when is lunch?" "It's 7 o'clock at night, dear." "Well, I would know that if I could read the clock, but I can't find my glasses." "Honey, the clock is in a million pieces in the living room." Thank you.
Real.